Jambo, my name is Noni Karaoke, Miss Tourism Africa. I advocate for eco-tourism. This is traveling to natural areas sustainably while taking care of the environment and impacting the lives of the local people. I am a 25-year-old young career journalist, a climate activist and an environmentalist, and I'm also a creative. Being the very first Miss Tourism Africa. Wow, that has still feels fresh each and every morning. I was crowned on the 1st of October 2022, and I will say my life changed. The first Miss Tourism Africa. This is a great honor and a responsibility. I have to be a role model. I'm not just a model, I am a role model. And more so to the Black African girls, the young girls, to tell them that they have to believe in themselves. I normally quote me that no matter who you are or where you come from, if you believe in yourself, you are unstoppable. And so being Miss Tourism Africa, my role is to welcome the world to see Africa first, to promote the spirit of Africanism and to showcase the beauty of our motherland and our mother continent, Africa, to the world. My day starts very, very early. I am an early bird, and I believe in waking up early, getting things done when the mind is still fresh. So the first thing when I wake up, of course, I make my bed, and then I get into a bit. I love to put on some worship music, and then I pray. After that, I get straight into workout. I believe I need those good energy, good hormones, you know, flowing, the juices flowing in my body. So I work out for like 10 to 30 minutes. That includes also dancing. I love dancing, and also that makes part of my workout. After that, I get into maybe read the Bible a bit, a scripture, a verse, 1 or 2, and it helps me get structured through the day. And then I get into my notes. I go through my to-do list. I check my list, maybe what I've been able to achieve, what I achieved the last day, maybe or that week, and then I add on to that day what I want to do for that day. I think this helps me remain focused throughout the day. So by the time I'm getting out, I already know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things need to be done, and if I can check even one, that's a good move. So it helps you remain focused and focus your energy on the right things that you already have planned. And then after that, maybe breakfast, and after that, my day is now open. I am all over. Maybe if that day I'm doing something to do with my creative side, that's maybe modeling, or maybe if I'm doing or maybe more of my journalist things, which I do, I just move around. And so it depends on what I have to do that day, but I believe in getting up early and then retiring early. So I go back to bed, I get in bed early. I believe that helps me, the body function and also the rest. And as you can see, sleep in beauty. The thing that I love most is being with people, making a difference out there, especially children. When I'm with children out there, I feel like I've really touched a life, you know. I love the pure energy that comes from children. They just have pure happiness, no matter what they are going through, and no matter, they don't really put in mind a lot. They just enjoy and live life, and they remind me that life is for the living, that we have to enjoy each and every moment. So I love being around children and making a difference. I was born in Mombasa, so shikamo. Yeah, and I'm still very attached to Mombasa. That's where my cord is, yeah? Ipokatwa ilo kitovu, it's still there, so it always calls me back like this. So I love Mombasa, and I partly grew up and studied in Mombasa, Mikindani. First went to Iale Junior Academy, and then went to Changamwe Baptist. And then somewhere along the life, I lost my father, rest in peace. And so we had to move up country. And wow, life up country is just beautiful, you know. You have all you need, and you are happy. And that is what matters in life, you know. And so back there I was, I'm from a family of 2, that's my sister, my elder sister and I. but I'm surrounded by a large extended family. And I grew up surrounded by love. Unajua, ushago, basically, a child belongs to the community. So that is how I got very comfortable being around people, being around the community. And I later finished my school, my primary there, and then went to high school. And I remember being a very loud, very bold, funny, cheeky kid. And I remember my grandfather saying, I wonder the size of her lungs, because this kid is so loud despite the size. The size and the voice did not match. So he used to wonder, like, where are those lungs, you know, with all this voice? And I loved the environment, planting trees and taking care of the environment. And I didn't know that these were things that were connected to my destiny, you know, because now that loud voice of mine is what I use as an activist and someone who is, you know, making a difference in the society. And that love of trees, flowers, and the environment is connected to me being an environmentalist. So I'd say the things that excite you, they're not random. They are connected to your destiny, so you can follow them. And so I later went to high school, that was St. Bakita, Chicago Girls, and then later went to Kenya Methodist University, Nairobi campus. And yeah, I followed through with my passion. I studied journalism and I modeled and I found all these things, you know, they were coming in together, and then finally found my love for, you know, the environment and taking care of Mother Earth. And I'm able to use my voice and my platforms, you know, to make a difference in the society. I love telling stories. That was me always, you know, among the noisemakers list, telling stories and all that. I actually remember my primary school teacher, Mrs. Njoke. She tried making me the class prefect in efforts to get me to shut up. Yeah, did not work. So I always knew I loved telling stories, and then now I grew up and I was exposed to the world, and I found that I could actually tell stories and make a difference. And I think that inspired me also to get into my career path as a journalist, because that's where I'm able to use my voice. To be a voice to the voiceless. I'm able to raise awareness on different issues affecting the communities, and I help find solutions, you know, to these problems. So I'd say that I've been able to merge and my childhood dream, and also use that with my career and my talents to basically give back to the society. And I believe that finding your voice is finding your power, especially as a young person. No one can take that away from you. You might not be financially stable, you might not have, you know, all the opportunities, but you have your voice and you can use that to make a difference. So wherever you find yourself, use your voice to make a difference. Be very intentional with how you use your voice and your platform. That is your power. So this is me growing up country, Ushago. That is in Embu County, Kiambere, Mbere South. And so upcountry, and maybe in those times, you are not going to see a beauty queen walking around the village, you know. So I didn't have like that role model. But when I got to high school, but I always loved doing all this, you know, fashion. We're creating clothes for the dolls and everything. I was just into fashion. And so when I got to high school, I got now exposed, you know, to talent, nurturing and all that. And that's where it started, I'd say. So we had a talent search, I modeled, it was so natural, I designed, it was so natural, I got among the top performers, and I knew that this is something I really want to do. And so I followed that in campus when I went to KMU, and at the beginning, I'll say it was just, you know, about the fun, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying, I'm learning, you know, there's outfits, makeup, and all this thing. But then along the way, I realized, wait, this thing is giving me a platform, you know, because I am becoming maybe a queen and then I have a voice. People are really interested in what I'm going to say. If maybe we are in a school function, they really want to hear what you'll say. So I realized that this was bigger than what I thought it was. It was bigger than myself. It was about the impact I was giving out to the community. And so I realized that it was actually something that was connected to my purpose. And beauty pageants, modeling has given me the purpose. that way I was able to give back to the community. Especially as a queen, you already need a pet project. That's what we call them. Basically, that's the initiative, an initiative that you're doing, a CSR that you're doing, you know, to give back to the community. And so through this, I found so much joy giving back to the community. And then I followed through and found that I was really loving the environment, and I found I have to advocate for the environment because we were really destroying the planet. And so that is what pageants have done to me. They have helped me find my purpose, and I'm able to give back to my community using this platform and this talent that God has given me. I have come to realize that I am something we call a path maker. Most of the things that I find myself doing, or the paths that I find myself in, nobody like in my family has done that before, you know. So they are always looking forward to know what next I'm going to come and tell them, what next adventure I'm going to get in. And what has been very important to me is that they have remained very, very supportive. No matter what I decide to do, they have remained very supportive. And I know one thing is that I've been very focused, and I am a go-getter. So they always let me go out there and be the higher person that I'm supposed to be. And I really appreciate that. And I have been able to go and make a way in careers, in paths that maybe even in my community, they have not been there before. And this has given me the opportunity to inspire other young girls, not just girls, even young boys, to believe in their dreams, to believe in their dreams, you know, to believe in themselves. If you have a dream, just focus, believe in yourself, go out there. So I have been able to help people dream, young people dream. I've given them permission to dream, that no matter who you are, no matter where you are coming from, you just have to believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you also. And also as the society, you know, modeling, there have been stereotypes around modeling, and some have been negative, you know. They think you are now out there, and then you're exposed to all kinds of, you know, pressures and all that. And so it is a responsibility that I have to show the world, the community, and the society that it is more than that, you know. This is an empowerment platform. Young women, lives have changed the moment they are crowned or the moment they get into pageants. It's a women empowerment platform. You find sisters, you make friends, you know, you learn, you get empowered, you make a career, you know, out of it. So, and women have gone ahead to change the world as beauty queens. You can look back at the history of beauty queens and see that they have gone ahead to be some of the people at the forefront of changing the world and making it a better place. And that is my purpose. I hope you are enjoying the show. You are watching Millennials on the Move with me, Noni Karaoke, Miss Tourism Africa. And that has been one of the highlights of my life and my career. And I have more to share with you. Don't go away. Welcome back. You are watching Millennials on the Move. My name is Mothoni Karaoke. You can call me Noni Karaoke, and I am Miss Tourism Africa. Now, as I said, Miss Tourism Africa is one of the highlights of my journey, you know, getting to win a title that is not just in Kenya, but continental, and also presenting it to the world is a dream come true. So I was really honored, and I loved it, and I am ready to work, you know, to show the world what Kenya has and what Africa has as Miss Tourism, the very first Miss Tourism Africa. that is one of the highlights. And of course, I've also been able to start an initiative called Green Age Warriors. So now this is an initiative, more of an environmental initiative that advocates for justice, inclusion, equality, and equity across all aspects of life. This has helped me get to reach to the marginalized people, to empower the young people to be agents of change, to use their voice and their platforms to make a difference in the society. That is really impactful to me as I see it's making a difference in the society. As a model, as a beauty queen, one of the goals that you always want to achieve is to represent your country internationally, you know, not just nationally. And that for me first came when I won Miss Earth Kenya 2020. That was a dream come true. But, surprise, we were in the middle of a pandemic, so I could not travel. I was supposed to travel to Philippines to go and represent Kenya at Miss Earth. We could not travel, and we had to do a virtual beauty pageant. My goodness, I was like, God, I know I wanted to be a queen and represent my country, but virtually? And then God was like, relax, I got you, you know? So this turned out to be a blessing in disguise because I was really able to explore the digital world. And right now, you know, the world has gone virtual, digital. We are a small world connected by the internet. That was my foundation. As a journalist, as a digital journalist, as an environmentalist, as a climate activist, I got so much exposure. It toughened me up. It opened very many doors for me. I was able to partner with different entities, the government, and I was able to bring out and show the beauty of my country from here, just from home. And this goes to show how much we have like moved and evolved as the world, you know, and even in the side of technology. And so that was a blessing. And yes, so whatever situation that comes to you, whatever challenge that comes to you, turn it into positivity, you know, use it and run with it. And I performed really well. Another highlight from that experience was that I got to win the Eco Angel Outfit Award. We had a challenge to make an outfit, you know, that was environmental friendly, like Eco Angel. And my outfit, out of more than 60 countries, actually about 80, won the challenge. And I made this outfit from leaves, like majani green. I plucked leaves and I made a really beautiful outfit that looked like an angel. And it won. See God. So yeah, believe in yourself and use your platforms, you know, do your best. Wherever you find yourself, do your best. You never know who's watching. Life is a journey. And of course, in every journey, there are ups and downs. And we cannot ignore the downs, you know, because I believe that is what makes the experience memorable. That is how you're built, you know, that is what gives you the endurance. And in my journey as a beauty queen, I've had, you know, of course, maybe some of the downs. And basically in Kenya, the industry is not like that grown. We don't have maybe much exposure. And so you find that at the beginning, the very first humble beginnings, it's a very big challenge, you know. You could find maybe you get into a pageant and there's a lot of challenges, financial especially. It is very demanding, you know, you have to get outfits, you have to get different categories to compete in, and they are very expensive. So you find maybe as a young person, if you don't know how to go about it, it can be a really big challenge, and it can make you, some people give up, you know, along the way. How I learned and how I was able to cope with that is I learned to live according to my means, you know. I could budget for what I have, and I realized that I don't actually need to buy maybe new things every now and then. I don't need a new dress every competition. I could reuse what I had before. I could restyle it in different, you know, styles. And yeah, right now as an environmentalist, I actually champion for that. You don't have to buy clothes every 3 months or every week, you know. Fast fashion is what is among the main polluters of environment and the world and the planet. So whatever you have, reuse that, recycle, you know, borrow, you know, just make it work with whatever you have. And then you can also go for quality and not quantity. So that was one lesson I learned along the way. One of the biggest inspiration for me is Mother Teresa, because of her humility, and how she was able to give herself to the society and to the community. I drew a lot of inspiration from Mother Teresa. The next inspiration has to be Professor Wangari Maathai, and this is for me being an environmentalist and a climate activist. I admire her. I look at the challenges and I know that she was there, she made a difference, and so I can make a difference and inspire another generation to also look up and make a difference. As millennials, one thing I think that we are really getting wrong is we don't have patience. I believe patience pays, you know. Patience gives you discipline. That period of you waiting for whatever you are praying for whatever you're dreaming for or you're working at, it gives you patience, you know. So I want us to work on our patience as young people. Don't go to social media, see someone's life, and then you already want to be that person. Go back, actually. Scroll down, look at where they started, you know, and don't try to be somebody else, because we have different stories. My chapter 10 is not your chapter 10, you know. My page 1 is not your page 1. We have different stories. So be patient, work at it. And you find that you want the instant success, you want instant fame, you want instant money, but then it comes to you and you don't know how to handle it because you don't have the discipline. And this discipline comes during that period of waiting, that period of patience. You are able to know that once you get whatever you are praying for, you will really appreciate it. So let us be patient. Social media has really made a difference, you know, in our lives today, especially our generation. Everything, you find that everything is on social media. It's very fast, you know, and it has been able to impact my career positively. I've been able to showcase what I'm doing. If it's in digital journalism, if it's in modeling, if it's in content creation, I've been able to do that efficiently and effectively on social media. I'll say my favorite will be Instagram. And this is because, you know, most of the young people, that's where they are. And I believe now, with me using my voice, you know, to create awareness on all these things, I need to reach to them directly, you know. When I'm talking about issues of climate change, they sound like very hard topics, but I am able to use, maybe if it's reels or short stories on social media and Instagram, to break it down and make them aware and show them the ways they can get, you know, important, and the ways they can use also their platform to make a difference and be very intentional. So I believe, you know, the problems are, for you to bring a solution, you have to get close, you know, to the problem. And so, yeah, I think social media, if we use it positively, we can really unlock a big potential. I want to thank my organization and my ambassador in Kenya, Ambassador Alice Kamonge of Vera Beauty College, who has been a role model to me, and then Martha, she has held my hand and empowered me in this career. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Special also a shout out to Embu County Government, my Governor, Honorable Cecily Mbarire, and the Deputy Governor, Honorable Justice Kenyomogo, who really helped me in this journey on Miss Tourism Africa, and they believe in the power of the youth and they're supporting them. And I believe that's very important, you know, for the leaders to realize that they can really support the young people and tap into that power.